If you want to learn how to make this delicious strawberry icebox cake pie, it's so delicious. It has this light and airy meringue on top of it that has freeze-dried strawberries and this incredible strawberry filling. It is so light and perfect for summer, super delicious. And before we get started, please like and subscribe to my channel. It's a free and easy way of supporting. So let's get started. We are going to get started with our cake pan, and I have a 10-inch cake pan here. And I'm going to spray it down with my non-spray, and then I'm going to place plastic wrap over it and kind of tuck it in, ensuring that there's enough plastic wrap to overlay, and this will kind of like help me when I pull it up. You don't have to do this step if you just want to cut it in there, but for presentation, I like to do it this way. So now I'm going to get started with my strawberry puree. So I have 2 pints of fresh strawberries that I have rinsed. I've dried them and I've stemmed them and cut them in half. And now I'm going to put them in a small saucepan, my lemon juice, and I'm gonna add my sugar, my Grand Marnier. And I really like to add this to strawberry recipes, but if you don't have any, you can add a little bit of whiskey if you would like. And now I'm gonna add a pinch of salt, and I'm gonna stick this in. I'm gonna place it over my stovetop on medium low heat, and this is going to cook for 20 minutes. You want some of the juices are going to come out, and you want to kind of cook this down, and you want to get the strawberries kind of nice and soft and broken down. You don't want to put this on high heat because it will start to make the color a little bit grayer. So low and slow is the way to go. So I'm going to set this to the side, and I'm going to get started on my graham cracker crust. So I like to cook my brown sugar with the butter, glass cup or a microwave safe vessel, and then your butter and a pinch of salt, and you're going to stick it in the microwave for about 30 seconds and then stir it another 30 seconds and then stir it again, and then another 10 to 15 seconds, and you'll start to see that it's bubbled and pretty much the brown sugar has dissolved. My graham cracker cookie crust in the food processor, and I have these graham cracker sheets, and I'm using 16 of them, and I am going to place them in my food processor, and I'm going to break them down until they're crumbs. And after I've done this and it kind of looks like this, I'm going to add this melted butter sugar mixture, and I'm going to pulse it until it gets to about this consistency. So I'm just going to pour everything in there and then just kind of spread it out with my hands. And then I'm using a half cup measuring cup to kind of press it down, and then I like to run it through the sides of the cake pan just so that you know, when I unmold it, it kind of holds all of the filling on the inside. So I actually put acetate around this just so that, you know, it's easier for me to like pull out. The more you press it, the tighter it will be, and it won't be as crumbly. So now I'm going to stick this in the refrigerator, and I'm going to start checking back on my strawberries, and they should be broken down already. And you see lots of little bubbles, and it has this beautiful color to it. And I'm just stirring it around, and it's been about 20 minutes, and you can kind of see a lot of the liquid has kind of reduced down, and the strawberries are tender. If you kind of just grab one and just blow on it, and then just kind of press on it, you'll see that it's broken down, but it still has a little bit of integrity to it. So I'm going to take this off the burner, put it in a bowl, and I am going to let this cool, and this is how it kind of looks like as far as the color, and you can see the strawberries have kind of macerated down, and I'm going to use a handheld blender to blend this, but blender is fine, whatever is good for you. So on low speed or whatever speed it comes, just kind of blend it until everything is broken down to a puree. And you want to set this aside and let it cool down completely. So moving on to our custard sauce, I have a small saucepan and I'm going to put my whole milk in there, and I'm going to cook this on medium low heat, and I'm going to bring it up to a simmer, and this will be pretty quick. So while that is cooking, I have my egg yolks in a bowl with my sugar and my salt, and I'm going to whisk this up until everything's kind of combined. You don't see any egg streaks, and there's a little bit of volume in there. So now I'm going to go get my milk that has already simmered, as you guys can see, and I'm going to start to pour half of this mixture and stir until everything is combined. And now I'm going to add the other half of the mixture, and I'm going to whisk again until everything's combined. I'm going to pour the mixture back into the saucepan, and then I'm going to assemble my ice bath with ice in a bowl and water, a bowl on top with a strainer. And now I will begin to cook my custard sauce, and using a thermometer, and you want to stir continuously is the key here. You don't want to cook the eggs on the bottom there. So I'm going to bring this up to 170 degrees Fahrenheit and continuously stirring, and this should cook up pretty quickly, so you cannot walk away from this. And once it reaches up to that 170 degrees, turn your heat off, and then now you can pour it directly onto this, because if you would have left it there, it would have kept cooking. So you strain the sauce through, and if you see some lumps there, just discard that. And we're gonna let this cool completely down. So it's been about 25 minutes and my custard is completely cooled. So now I'm gonna pour it into my strawberry puree that is also completely cooled down, and I'm gonna stir this up until everything is fully combined, and it kind of looks like this. And now you could go ahead and add some food coloring, which I'm going to add. I have a little bit of this like reddish fuchsia-ish food coloring, and I'm just gonna stir it around until you get the color that you like. And if you want to add a little bit more later, you can do so. So I'm just putting it on top of the ice bath while I get started on my meringue. And this meringue we're going to incorporate into this strawberry mixture that we've already done, and I'm gonna pour in my egg whites and a little pinch of cream of tartar, and I'm gonna use my stand mixer, and I'm gonna mix this until all my egg whites are completely foamy. And once my egg whites are foamy, I'm going to add my granulated sugar, and I'm kind of just sprinkling some in and then just throw the rest of it in. And you're going to bring this up to medium stiff peaks, and once you bring it up to that medium stiff peaks, you can put this in the refrigerator. And while we get started on our mascarpone heavy whipping cream mixture, and using the same stand mixer and those whip attachments, you don't have to wipe them down. You can do the same thing with the other. So home stretch. In a bowl, you are going to add your mascarpone cheese, and now you're going to add your vanilla bean paste, and you are going to add your heavy whipping cream, and using the mixer, you're gonna mix this until you get to medium soft peaks. And now we're ready to assemble the whole thing. So we are going to add our strawberry mixture in the largest bowl that you have. And now we're gonna grab the meringue from the refrigerator, and we're gonna put it in the strawberry mixture, and using a whisk, I'm going to start to fold this in, and I'm just kind of rotating the bowl, and you want to keep folding it completely in until you don't see any meringue and everything's starting to look fully combined, and kind of looks like this. It's gotten a lot lighter in color. So if you want, you can add more food coloring to this, and I am going to add some more because I just wanted to have a darker color. But if you don't want to add more, don't add more. So now I'm going to grab my whipped cream mascarpone mixture, and I'm just kind of whisk in a little bit just to kind of break it up. And now I'm going to add the rest of it in, and I'm going to try and fold it in or whisk it in. There's a bunch of air and volume to this, so you're not going to like break anything down. So whether you kind of fold it in or just kind of whisk it in, you will be fine because it's thickening up, as you guys can see. And this is kind of where you want it to be, kind of like this thick, sort of thick but yet not too thick consistency. And once you have it to this point, we can grab our graham cracker crust from the refrigerator and pour it in. And we are going to freeze this for a minimum of 6 hours. And now I'm going to get started on our Swiss meringue topping. So I have this Swiss meringue that I made. It's just whisking your egg whites and sugar onto a double boiler until it is 160 degrees, and then you just put it in a mixer and you let it whip until it gets to medium stiff peaks, kind of like this. And then I just poured in my freeze-dried strawberries and folded it in until it's combined. So this is how it looks like. It has little specks of strawberries. And now I'm pulling my icebox cake, and this is what's nice about the plastic wrap. You just kind of lift the sides and pull it up. And now I'm going to place this on my cake stand and top it with my yummy meringue. Almost there. So I add all my meringue in the center there, and I start using an offset spatula, and I start to push it on the outsides, kind of go organic and show a little bit of the color. Kind of create little swooshes if you want and have fun with it. I'm gonna top it with some fresh strawberries that I've cut in half, and this is how it looks like. She's really beautiful. Let's cut this icebox cake, and it's gorgeous color, and you know, it looks beautiful. It's a great dessert. It has this light and airy meringue to it, and the texture is really soft. The graham cracker is really great. It has this great strawberry filling. This is such a wonderful summer dessert. You don't have to turn on your oven for this dessert, and it came out so yummy. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, and I will see you guys next time.